seemed like the block that Justin had on Roddy Peters on the fast break that led to Joe's three-pointer at the other end really woke the crowd up and maybe the team. What's the impact of a play like that in a close game?
Yeah, that was significant, and it got Joe a big three, and yeah, you could that erupted because I think the play before Malcolm drove, and I don't know if he lost the ball or didn't make a great play, and then Justin bailed him out with a great block, and then to turn it into 3 points on the other end was significant. So I thought that those are those swing plays. There was a few of them in the game, but that certainly was one of them.
Tony, you've talked about Joe's unselfishness, his efficiency, and all of that. Tonight, what did you think of the way he kind of got his shots?
He was really good in the second half. He hunted shots. Our guys looked to screen him at halftime. We said, hey, look, get this guy open. I think if you set some screens, let him shake loose. And he came out. And, again, that's a sign of a mature player who can be efficient but then senses when he needs it, and he did it. And I really thought the ball screen defense in the second half, and mostly by Darian and Akil, was terrific because Seth Allen was getting in the lane too much in the first half, splitting some ball screens, getting to the paint. And I thought our ball screen defense, that was kind of what we talked about at halftime, and that's the majority of what defense is nowadays. Can you guard ball screens? We really did a good job with that, so I liked what they did. London made some plays. He's turning the ball over way too much. I got to talk to the kid. He had 3 turnovers. I can't believe it. So, no, he had a big game, and that's actually uncharacteristic. But he made some plays. But everybody did. Tevin gave us a lift when he came in. I know it was a few minutes, but he guarded the ball, and it took a little bit of everything today.
Coach, with Joe, a lot of people talk about his unselfishness, but do you think he likes the spotlight? Do you think he likes that idea of being the big man on campus? I mean, arguably, he's the most recognizable face for you guys.
I mean, Joe wants to win. He'll do whatever it takes to win, and I think like we said, is just a good sign. He's an efficient player. He's become even more efficient, but he sensed, look, I need to get going here, and he hit a couple shots, and he's such a team-oriented guy. He's okay being a second option, a third option. That's the way he's wired, but he understands he draws so much attention, so it helps other people get going. But then he has the ability to raise and elevate his game to hunt the shot, look for it, and get things going. And I think that's a rare player who can be that way. And I think that's going to bode well, as I've said before, for him beyond college.
Tony, do you need Joe to do more of that coming down the stretch with some of the big games you have?
Yeah, I mean, I think each game dictates what's needed, and he did. He's a heck of a player, and I think our guys got him open, and he figured things out. I think Maryland's a good team. I mean, I don't know if you guys could see it. They're talented. I mean, those perimeter guys are a handful to keep them out of the lane, and they can get going. And then when Smotrich, he didn't shoot it well, but he's really a threat to stretch it when they have a stretch 4, so it puts a little pressure. I thought after a while Akil did a really good job on him, but they're hard to handle. But your original question, I'm kind of rambling on here, is at times, yeah, but I think our strength is collectively how there's stretches where we shared the ball, and I thought that was huge. Broke the press, scored, and I think Joe's doing a good job of feeling out when it's needed and when it's not.
You guys have been drilling people here. Is it good to get a grinded out one here too?
It's good to get one, however it was, because I think Maryland's been playing good basketball. They've won 3 of their last 4, and I respect the job. Coach Turgeon does a heck of a job, and I respect their talent. And so even watching them warming up, I told our guys right before the tip, I said, I don't usually watch, but I watch Maryland. I said, they are ready. I said, I can see it in their eyes. And I said, I hope you're ready too. And so to be able to, 4th game, and I thought it was 8, it's 9 days, right? 8 days, whatever. 4th game in a short amount of time to be able to come out. We needed that home crowd energy. And I'm sure Maryland's played 4 games and probably roughly the same, but that was a grind out game, and you got to play in those games.
Coach, here in the middle. Akil gives you 13 points, 6 of 8 from the field, gives you 34 minutes, no turnovers. He seemed to be really the MVP for you guys these last several games. I mean, you can look at scoring, but in terms of defense and where he helps on the court, he seems to be really turning it around.
Well, yeah, he's played well. He's done a good job. I think a number of guys have stepped up, but certainly Akil, his play on the glass, he's finishing better, and he was, his ability to guard mobile guys, that's such a strength. You know, sometimes you got power forwards, you got true centers, but a guy like, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, Smotrich, does that sound right? Am I close on that? Okay. When a guy's that mobile, or the team goes with 4 guards, like when we played Boston College, and his ability to go out on the floor and guard those guys, that's significant. That's probably seen thing, but for us it's huge in our defensive system, and he's using his versatility in that regard well.
Tony, you joked a little bit about London's turnovers,
Yeah.
but I think that one pass he threw was the only one that
Yeah.
you had in the second half.
Yeah.
I mean, given as much as, not full court pressure, but
Yeah.
they do pressure you some. Only one turnover in the second half. That's
Yeah,
pretty
that wasn't a
efficient.
timely. That was a poor timed one too. So we're going to talk about that. But you know, when we played them last year, they jumped us. Yeah, I don't know if you remember that. It was the last game here of the regular season, and they got up to about a 17-point lead, and they gave us a little trouble with that diamond press. We were a little slow breaking it in the first half, and then we were a little slow getting into our offense, and then we didn't have that much time to get some good action, and I thought we did a better job in the second half of breaking the 3/4 court press, and a couple times they trapped right away, but a little more assertive, scored on the back end of it a couple times, but it's nice to get across half court and have a little time to, get guys working, and I thought that was good. The guys were sound, but even played a little faster in breaking it, and yeah, whenever we can keep our turnovers low and our assists high, that's been a formula for success.
Tony, Darion is contributing more now than he did for stretches of the season earlier. What has clicked with him the last few games?
Yeah, well, I think it's a great message or example of just stay with it. Stay with it, because everybody's important, whether it's foul trouble or his ability to guard the ball screen defense, sometimes block shots, play one-on-one in the post so we don't have to come and double, and his quickness. There's certain games that dictate that, and again, Mike did a fine job, but Anthony was a little bit, wasn't quite where he was, but it was a defensive game to stop that ball screen, and those guys did a nice job. Akil and DA, when they're locked in, they have the experience and the quickness to bother people who are trying to use it. Okay. Thank you.